are forced to stay in the refugee camps. They must be given the right to return. Self-determination for the Palestinian people. The Zionists claim that there are terrorist rockets coming from the Palestinians, but the initial terror came from the Zionists when they created the State of Israel. They drove the Palestinians from their homeland and forced them into refugee camps like in Sabra, Shatila, in the West Bank, and in Gaza. And until the Palestinian people have the right to return to their lands, there will continue to be war in the Middle East, and we must oppose this kind of Zionist terrorism. It is in the interest of the Palestinian workers to link up with the Israeli workers to oppose the Zionist state. There must be one state for all workers in Israel and Palestine, not a two-state solution. You cannot have self-determination in a Bantustan. That's what the anti-apartheid movement fought against, and that's what the Palestinians must fight against, and we must stand with them in that struggle.
On Monday night, the Union Rep Council, with representatives from every school, passed the following motion. The Open Education Association unreservedly condemns the murderous Israeli assault on Gaza. We condemn their deliberate targeting of the civilian population, including schools and hospitals, and Israel's collective punishment of the Palestinian people, which has been carried on with the strong support of the United States government. We support the right to return, and we support the right to return, and we call for the establishment of a binational secular state in Israel-Palestine. We do not favor two-state. We want a binational state.
There's a sign over there that says, "Stop rockets from Gaza." I know how to do that, and I know how to not do that. You don't drop bunker buster bombs from F-16s or shoot people from Apache helicopters and expect people not to defend themselves. For Israel
that is for a secular state in Palestine, and that is the Peace and Freedom Party. The idea of a Jewish state that discriminates against Palestinians and non-Jews is illegitimate. The illegal dispossession of Palestinian people by state terrorism is unacceptable. It is supported by the United States government and the politicians who were right here today and at the federal building. Let us be clear that Pelosi, Boxer, and Feinstein, who is personally benefiting by the war in the Middle East, have blood on their hands. They are spending trillions of dollars of our tax dollars to do war on the people of the Middle East. This is a crime against humanity. We say that these politicians belong on trial for war crimes, for supporting money to kill thousands and millions of people around the world. We also protest the silence by Barbara Lee, who should be speaking out against these war crimes. Every politician who's elected by the people needs to oppose this. We want to say to you, get out of the Democratic Party, re-register Peace and Freedom. Also, we want to support the call by the Palestinian General Federation of Trade Unions. We need a labor boycott against Israel. We have to shut the military shipments off and stop this bloody massacre. Thank you.
Our boats that went into Gaza after 41 years, boats went into Gaza. Why am I telling you this? We've gone in 5 times since then, and our boat was attacked the last time. Thank you, Israel, for attacking our boat. Now the whole world knows who you are. But what is impossible? What's impossible is to sail boats into Gaza. And we sailed the boats into Gaza. I'm here to tell you, nothing is impossible anymore.
I feel tremendous solidarity with the Palestinian people and tremendous opposition to Israel and its murderous assault on Palestine that's fully backed by our tax dollars in the United States. I think Israel is like a military base in the Middle East aimed at the Arab people, against the Arab people and their right of self-determination to run their own countries, to control their own resources. I think Israel is the same as a military base for United States imperialism.
And what can trade unions in the United States do, and what should they do around support for the Palestinians and workers in the Middle East?
Trade unionists in the United States need to realize that workers in Palestine, workers in Iraq, workers in Afghanistan, essentially working people all over the world have the same interests, and those interests are diametrically opposed to the interests of the United States government, which represents the rich, the capitalists, the employers.
Are you surprised that all the quote-unquote liberal Democrats like Lee, Barbara Lee, and others are supporting Israel? Are silent?
I'm not surprised because the Democrats work hand in glove with the Republicans. We have a bipartisan government, they have a bipartisan policy, and it's a policy of imperialism.